In the previous video, I think it should be here, I give the background of the church in Corinth. And in this video, I want to explain more about the Corinth itself. When you read in Acts chapter 18, Paul actually go to the city of Corinth, and he met and he preached the gospel to the Jews first. But actually that city is actually more Gentiles in the city instead of Jews. Yeah, but at that time Jews are everywhere basically because of the diaspora. After the exiles, then they start to spread everywhere, and then comes persecution in Jerusalem, also makes the disciple of Christ go everywhere around the world. And then that's why Paul, in his missionary journey, he can always find Jews everywhere. Corinth is a city, but it's actually a very religious city. So it's not so secular, instead it's a religious city where there are a lot of worship places. In the 2nd century record, actually it was recorded there are 26 places, worship places in that city. In that one city alone, there are 26. The biggest one was the temple of Apollo. Apollo was one of the most famous god in the Greek mythology. Apollo is god of wisdom. At that time, if people seek for counsel, they will come to the temple of Apollo and seek for counsel there. And then the voice of Apollo would be represented by a female, and probably that was also the reason why Paul criticized female and asked female to be silent in church in the 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Maybe that can be one of the background, even though it might not be all. There might be some other context adding to the first so that you can interpret it properly. But yeah, if you read why Paul is like very sexist and then like ask female to be silent in church, it might be because of that background. And if you can see, maybe in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, you can read that Paul actually criticized a lot about food offered to the idols. So when I read the Bible, then I there are some sentences that just doesn't make sense to me at the time. For example, like, when you eat the food offered to the idols, then you are in fellowship with the idols. Then I just don't understand why Paul have that connection. Then after I searched deeper, then I just realized, oh, it's actually their concept at that time. There is a place where it's actually written explicitly there that if you eat here, you eat this food, then you actually have fellowship with the gods. So that's why Paul actually wrote that, and Paul criticized quite a lot about this food offered to idol. And there are some other problems also in the Corinthian churches. At that time, there are a lot of good orators. Yeah, good orators. Maybe as an orator, they are good, but they are not good church leaders because they use this public speaking technique, and then they intentionally make the groups. So I'm the clubs of Paul, I'm the groups of Paul, I'm the groups of Cephas, I'm the groups of Apollos, and then it creates tension and division in the church, and it's not a good example and it creates friction within the follower of Jesus Christ in that city. And that's why Paul criticized quite a lot, because yeah, it is not a good technique to use to build a church actually. Yeah, maybe it can be good in public speaking to gain masses. Maybe it can be good, but it's not really good. It's not supposed to be how church is run. Yeah, so that was some background to the city that can help you understand why Paul wrote in a certain way. And yeah, if you still have any questions, because I just pick and choose the one that I think quite interesting to share, but you have any other questions other than the one that I pick and choose, you can always ask here in the comment, and I will follow up. I will make a video to answer your questions. And then don't forget to like, share and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. See you in the next video.